where I'm gonna be showing you guys some of my favorite recipes to cook that are easy, cheap, and really delicious. Let's get on with the video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the easiest baked ziti that you will ever make. It doesn't matter if you're a beginning cooker or if you've never cooked at all or if you're an expert at cooking. Anybody can do this recipe and it is so simple and delicious. These are the ingredients that you'll need for the baked ziti. You can use penne noodles or ziti noodles, it doesn't really matter, but this is a pretty big bag, so I'm only going to use half of this. And then you'll need some hamburger meat. You can use turkey meat if you want to, or you can use chicken, but I prefer hamburger meat. And then I buy in bulk usually, so this is just a 1 pound bag that I had frozen. And then you'll need Alfredo sauce. I usually just go with the ragu because it's cheap, but any will work just fine. And then you'll need 1 jar of spaghetti sauce. Like I said, any is fine. I just prefer Hunt's because it's cheaper. Next, you'll need 1 bag of mozzarella cheese, and then Italian seasoning and garlic powder. And then for the garlic bread, you'll need 1 loaf of French bread, mozzarella cheese, some butter, mayonnaise, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning, or you can use parsley if you don't really care for Italian seasoning. So the first thing I always do is preheat my oven to 425 because if I don't do it in the very beginning, I will definitely forget, and then go ahead and turn on the stove to high. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put some salt in the water for my noodles. Like I said earlier, I'm only going to use half of this bag because it is a pretty big bag, but if you do get the box noodles, 1 full box of penne or ziti noodles will be perfect. I don't really know if anybody else does this or not, but I always add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil to my noodles. It just helps them to not be so sticky. This step is, of course, optional if you want to do this or not, but I've always done it, so that's completely up to you if you want to do it or not. And then I give it a quick stir. And then we're going to put in our hamburger meat. It was actually still halfway frozen, but you know, in my book, there's no such thing as a perfect cook, so that's okay. This is actually one of the major reasons why I wanted to start my own cooking channel, because I would go on YouTube and look for different recipes and everybody just seemed so perfect. Their house was always perfect and their recipes were perfect. Everything was perfect, and I, as a woman, tend to struggle with comparing myself to everybody. Even the smallest thing like cooking or what their kitchen looked like. And I just want everyone to know that it's okay. You're going to mess up in cooking, you're going to mess up in life, and it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. Just as long as it works for you and your family, then that's all that should matter. Okay, now that I'm done with my little rant, I guess you could call it, we're going to go ahead and drain the grease from the ground beef. Once your ground beef is drained, you're going to go ahead, put it back in the pan, and then add your spaghetti sauce. And please enjoy me struggling with this can. Pasta is evenly coated in the Alfredo sauce. So at this point, the baked ziti is pretty much ready to be put together and put in the oven. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and start on the garlic bread so I can cook it both at the same time. Since it is just Zach and I only use 1/2 of the loaf. If you have a bigger family and want to use the whole loaf, then you need to double this recipe. You're going to add 1 cup of mayonnaise, 2 cups of mozzarella cheese, and go ahead and mix that up a little bit. After it's partially mixed, you're going to add about a tablespoon of garlic powder in. If you want it a little bit more garlicky and you're someone who loves garlic, add 2 tablespoons. Next, we're going to add the butter. I try not to add too much because you already have mayonnaise in the mixture and you don't want it to be too greasy. So just do enough to coat the top of the bread, and that's about all I do. Next, we're going to spread the cheese mixture until it is evenly coated. I like to add some seasoning on top. Most of the time, I'll do Italian seasoning, but if you prefer parsley on top, you can do that. Either one is completely fine. It's just what I prefer. I found this cheesy garlic bread recipe many years ago on Pinterest, and I absolutely love it. It is the best cheesy garlic bread that you'll ever have. So now that we have the garlic bread prepared, I'm going to go ahead and work on the baked ziti. I have a 9" by 13" baking dish, and I'm going to go ahead and pour the noodles in. Next, you're going to pour on the spaghetti sauce mixture. I like to kind of spread it out while pouring it. It just makes it a little bit easier. And then what you're going to do is just evenly spread out the spaghetti sauce mixture. Once you've done that, you're going to add your cheese. I usually add about 1.5 to 2 cups of cheese on top. It honestly just depends. I just like to make sure everything is coated, and Zach and I both love cheese, so I usually put a little bit extra on top, but usually about a cup will do. It just depends on how much you like cheese. And then the last thing I do before it goes into the oven is put a little bit of Italian seasoning on top. Again, you can use parsley if you want to, but I absolutely love Italian seasoning, so that's what I'm going to garnish it with. Now it's time to put these bad boys into the oven. And then go ahead and set your timer for 10 minutes. The baked ziti usually takes just a little bit longer, but the garlic bread only takes 10 minutes, so we'll start there and check back in a minute. So now that the garlic bread is done, I'm going to go ahead and take that out. And then I'm actually going to put the baked ziti on the top rack and broil it for about 2 minutes. The only reason why I broil it for the last couple of minutes is to get the brown crunchiness on the top from the cheese. This is obviously optional. If you just like melted cheese, that's fine, but I like ours a little crunchy. These look so good. I'm going to go ahead and let them cool down a little bit, and then we'll cut into them. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below if you want me to do any particular recipe, or if you've tried this recipe, please let me know in the comment section. Like this video if you enjoyed it. I love you guys. We'll see you next week.